What's up guys, it's your boy Boss Mac back to gaming.com, and in this video I want to have a discussion on the ASUS ROG Swift PG32UQX 4K 144Hz HDR gaming monitor featuring G-Sync Ultimate. The ROG PG32UQ, released in 2019, has been my personal workhorse monitor since its availability, and that's going to be a central point of discussion for this video. But having all the features that it had, 4K resolution, 144Hz refresh rate, great color output, G-Sync, and a bunch of trinkets that scream, hey, I'm an ROG monitor, it pretty much justified the cost, which is more than $3,000 back then. But what really put it in its place as my main screen was HDR and NVIDIA G-Sync. G-Sync comes in multiple variations, from G-Sync compatible to G-Sync, and to what the PG27UQ and the PG32UQX have, G-Sync Ultimate. G-Sync Ultimate syncs your display and GeForce GPU for the smoothest, most lifelike gaming experience, which works well with both 4K displays, especially those featuring HDR. To complement this further, NVIDIA's latest GeForce RTX 30 series graphics card featured deep learning super sampling or DLSS, as well as NVIDIA Reflex. We covered both these topics in the past, but I'll put a link down in the description so you can find out more. But to give a quick intro for those unfamiliar, NVIDIA DLSS allows supported games to run at higher frame rates by using AI, while NVIDIA Reflex allows games that have NVIDIA Reflex integration to reduce latency and play much more responsibly. So back to our monitor. As a 27-inch screen, I never felt it was small on my desk, but ASUS feels it is, and they recently came out with their new flagship monitor, the ROG Swift PG32UQX. Besides the size of the screen, the biggest change from its older 27-inch brother is the display HDR 1400 rating and the use of mini LED. We'll talk more about that later, but let's see what's physically new on this monitor. The ASUS ROG PG32UQX features a new 32-inch display panel featuring 1152 local dimming zones with a peak HDR brightness of 1400 nits. If you've never seen an ROG monitor before, the majority of them will look pretty much like the PG32UQX, especially the 16:9 screen. Still, they will retain the same stand and rear design. The solid metal stand features articulation support, which allows the screen to go up and down, and also swung left and right. Users can also tilt the screen a few degrees up and down for further adjustment. The screen doesn't have rotation though, perhaps due to the sheer size of the screen. The ROG stand is a polarizing design decision, and while it's engineered to support the weight of the monitor, I've always had a problem with its size. The ROG Swift PG32UQX, along with similar ROG screens, will usually have a depth of at least 30 centimeters or more, which takes up a significant chunk of desk space. Going over the back, we have the Aura Sync powered ROG logo, which can be synced to your PC. Its sliding is subtle, and most ROG monitors will have it, but serves mostly a decorative purpose rather than anything functional. If you don't want light spilling on your wall, it can be disabled by the OSD menu. Speaking of the OSD menu, the menu control for the ROG Swift PG32UQX is a complete departure from the joystick control for the ROG monitor. The ROG PG32UQX features a dial with a center button plus two more to the side, which totally changes the way the OSD menu is navigated. While I am personally fine with it, it does take a bit of getting used to, and keeping in mind that scrolling menus prevent twisting the dial. Still, the stick control was fine and easy and completely intuitive, so I'm not sure what the logic was in going this route. The menu itself does get a facelift and features a newer look. Now, before we move on to the connection options, I'd like to bring your attention to the bezels of the screen. Many of today's monitors have shed the top and side bezels and opted for a larger chin. ROG's PG259QNR and ROG PG32UQX, both flagship monitors in their respective market, feature this design, but give the ROG PG32UQX a bit more premium flavor. ASUS is bringing their Oled Live Dash LCD display to replace the standard metal logo on the monitor's chin. That means by connecting the monitor via USB, you can display information via ASUS Armor Crate from your system, just like ROG products like the ROG Formula and Extreme class of motherboards. It does feel gimmicky and a bit distracting, but given that you have the option of customizing it or completely turning it off, there's really no point complaining about it. Anyways, going back to input per display, we have one display port and 3 HDMI 2.0 ports. Take note that this is HDMI 2.0, not 2.1. That means that you're not assured on getting 4K 120Hz on HDMI 2.1 systems. There are reviews out there that claim 4K 120Hz support on the Xbox Series S, but I only have a PS5 and can confirm that 4K 120 support is unavailable on that system with the PG32UQX. This is a big letdown given that ASUS updated one of their existing monitor with HDMI 2.1, and having that capability would have really rounded out the feature set of the ROG Swift PG32UQX as a gaming monitor. The detailed review for this monitor will be up on my website, it's backtogaming.com, but I wanted to dedicate a portion of this review on why this monitor, despite its premium price, is something you should consider. I mentioned that I personally use the PG27UQ monitor as my daily monitor. I can pretty much picture myself using the PG32UQX for the same reasons. For anyone that dabbles into content creation, making videos, or producing graphics, but also play games, both of which, if not negotiable, then the ROG PG32UQX, with its great colors, presents a great option for professional work. For gaming, you're getting a bit more from the ROG PG32UQX. Playing games in HDR, especially from those that do it well, is a real game-changing experience. If you've never seen local dimming HDR before, it's going to be hard to describe how the experience is in real life. But suffice to say, if you enjoy a cinematic gaming experience, HDR is that extra something that games need to showcase their in-game worlds in a different light, both literally and figuratively. At 1400 nits peak HDR brightness, the ROG PG32UQX features the brightest screen around with little competition, but at its size and resolution, it has zero competition at all as of the making of this video. The ROG PG32UQX's mini LED backlighting swaps out the traditional LED backlight, which allows it for increased control as well as sustained brightness, which is why we have the display HDR 400 rating. As of this moment, 4K is currently limited at 144Hz from available displays, but 4K is still a stumbling block for today's graphics cards, and sustaining 144 FPS on non-esports titles is very system intensive. Thankfully, the latest NVIDIA GeForce RTX 30 series graphics card featuring the latest technologies which help achieve gaining more FPS in 4K a bit more easier. With DLSS or deep learning super sampling, even challenging games like Cyberpunk in 4K can get a boost in visual fidelity, especially with ray tracing on. The ASUS ROG Swift PG32UQX also features G-Sync Ultimate. NVIDIA's own adaptive sync technology removes tearing and stuttering by syncing the monitor's refresh rate with the GPU output. That means that if your graphics card is rendering too fast, you won't see frames overlapping each other, or when you're too low, like in 4K gaming, if you're managing to do more than 30 frames per second, G-Sync can help you appreciate the game a bit more. Of course, this is subjective and your personal taste may vary. The great thing about the ROG PG32UQX is that it supports 1080p and Quad HD 1440 at 144Hz as well, so you can dip your resolution if you feel you need more frames. Still, if you're ready to fork out for this monitor, your system needs to be able to hang with it if you want all the FPS. In closing, this is a very niche product, and it's a glimpse into the future once the cost of such features come down in pricing, including mini LED and 4K 144Hz. There are models available right now that are more expensive but don't feature the same kind of flexibility as the ASUS ROG Swift PG32UQX. So, if you have the money right now and you're on the fence on this monitor, you already tick one of the three boxes that a potential owner of an ROG Swift PG32UQX have. The other two is that you have the desk space and a system that can drive this monitor, particularly a one powered by an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 30 series graphics card like an RTX 3070, a GeForce RTX 3080, or a GeForce RTX 3080 Ti. Still, if you want to find out more, check out my review at backtogaming.com or chat me up for a one-on-one on my Facebook page. It is Back to Gaming. This has been your boy Boss Mac at backtogaming.com. If you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.